How's it? Today is December 7th. It's Monday, and I have just a hang snatch workout, but I ran into an issue on my second top set. So today's goal was to hit 95 or 96 for 1 to 3 doubles. I was able to do 95 for a double, and then I wanted to do 96 for a double, but I failed. And interestingly, I failed behind my back, and I really think that this was the first fail behind my back in the last 4 years. The last time I failed was the day I had a tear in my ulnar collateral ligament, and there's a video of that on my YouTube. But I'm not sure how severe it is. I remember the day that I tore it in like 2015, I think it was, might have been 2016. But whatever it was, that the day like when I went home, it was really tight when I moved my arm. It was really sore. But like as I was lifting for the rest of the workout, I ended up completing everything that I was gonna do anyway, and it wasn't sore until I left the gym where it. Okay, sore is not the right word. It started to tighten up, and I started getting like that anxiety of like, oh, like I just injured myself again, and I've just been icing it for the last couple hours. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but man, watching these videos like as I snatch that 80, and then this 90 here, I was doing really well today. Like my snatches were really strong, like that there. Um, and it makes me sad just watching these videos, but I think it's a valuable thing to note that here. So I make this lift. I make both of these. That's probably the strongest hang snatch at 95 I've ever done, regardless of how many reps in that set. And this one's not as good. My right elbow is a little press out there, but the issue is with my left elbow, and it's on this one here. So the first one I fail because I don't pull hard enough, and I'm like a little bit scared, I guess. And the second one is the one where I lose it behind me because I pull too hard, and I force myself. Yeah, I force myself forward out of that, and like I really think that is it's not good. I so all of these here, I didn't feel like anything was wrong with my elbow. It was only when I started cooling down that I felt like there was something wrong with my elbow. So like I'm not sure if this was the best course of action for me to continue lifting. So I lowered the weight here because Steve said that we're trying to keep the overall working sets a little bit, overall working reps for the whole week a little bit lighter because I'm starting to go a little bit heavier. And he said if I lower the weight by 10% or so, then I can continue to do doubles. But yeah, like I'm not very sure what to think about the health of my elbow at this point. Like I know it only just happened a couple hours ago, but it's very worrying for me, I think, because I'm just finally starting to get into like PR territory, like regular PR territory, where it's like I don't have to try an extraordinary amount. It's like it's within the programming for me to hit weights that I've never hit before. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. And the prospect of me getting hurt because I executed poorly on something is just uh, disheartening for me. But I think so. I talked to Steve earlier tonight, and he said that if I was feeling well, he said that if I was worried at all about my elbow, I should have stopped stopped with the hang snatches, lowered the weights on the heavier pulls. So like all of these pulls that I'm doing, which I think as far as pulls go, these are some of the best pulls I've ever done. Positionally, right off of the like start position from the hang. So right here. These are looking a lot better than they were the past couple weeks. But yeah, what Steve was saying is that if I was worried, then I should have stopped my lifting. So I end up going to the snatch plus floating snatch pull, and then snatch position holds. So these here, 3 seconds hold at each of these positions, and then I do overhead squats after this. And Steve was saying that if I was worried at all, I should not have done overhead squats altogether. I should have lowered the weight on a lot of these pulls and holds, but honestly, I didn't know that I would feel like my elbow was not okay like at the end of the workout, like right now. You know what I mean? During the workout, it felt completely fine, and just like I was just pushing so that I could get through everything. And then actually, I was planning to do 108 for the overhead squats for doubles, but I felt like I was strong enough to do 110. So I actually ended up doing 2 sets of 110, like 2 doubles at 110. And if my elbow were really unstable and it were really like injured and it would be really dangerous, I don't think I would have been able to get 110 over my head. Like not at all. Granted, I am just doing a snatch push press, but in any case, it's just like that type of pressure over my head shouldn't be okay. You know, I don't know. I just hope that it's a very small blip in my progress. And like yeah, so here's my first set at 110. So these are not an issue on my elbow, it's more so on my wrist. But yeah, like I was really optimistic about how training was going until like after I cleaned up all my stuff and put my things in my bag and started driving. I realized that my elbow started to stiffen up, and that's not a pressure I like. But yeah, after the overhead squats, I just do my two accessories, just pull ups and then GHD sit ups. Because last week I talked about how I think that I'm relying too much on the hanging leg raise, so I want to start doing GHD sit ups. Um, but yeah, as it stands, like 95 hang double is probably the best double I've ever done. And then 96, I like stupidly misexecuted, and now my elbow is kind of tentative. That's the word I'll use right now. It's tentative. I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can, but yeah, things happen, and yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. Shoots.